Greetings. I wanted to go ahead and make a video response to Jesus Freak 777's set of 12 questions for atheists. So let's go ahead and dive right into that. Number 1. What would you need in order to become a believer? Evidence. I would need the logical inconsistencies within the Christian religion to be dealt with. That's actually it. Evidence and a resolution of logical inconsistencies. I'm assuming you mean believer in the Christian religion specifically. Number 2, why are you an atheist? I was born one, and I have not been convinced otherwise since then. 3, why do you think belief in a deity has permeated almost every society and culture since the dawn of mankind? I'm going to go ahead and defer to the video I'm linking in the description here. Douglas Adams talks about this question, and I really don't think I can answer it better. So just go ahead and watch that. It's about 4 minutes long. Okay. 4. Why does existentialism make sense to you? Who said it did? I actually didn't know what existentialism was before you came to this question. So I went and looked it up, and I don't agree with it all. It says it's originated with Kierkegaard and Nietzsche, tends to be atheistic. Okay, I'm an atheist, so that works. To disparage scientific knowledge and to deny the existence of objective values. So it doesn't make sense to me. I love scientific knowledge. I don't deny it at all. Okay, so number 5. Of either faith, Islam or Christianity, which of the two makes the most sense to you? You must pick one. I would say that it doesn't make much sense to pick either, because something either... I mean, it's kind of like neither of them make any sense, but I suppose that the Quran probably has less logical inconsistencies in it, but that might just be because it's shorter than the Bible. But of course, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a weird question. Neither of them make sense, but I guess you might have to say Islam. Now, I would say that I think Christianity is a lot less detrimental to society today. I think that Christianity has sort of calmed down over its years, and Islam is kind of scary right now. Number 6, have you ever, even for a moment, believed in a god or gods? No. Number 7, if you die as an atheist, are you prepared to go to hell? My answer to this is the same as your answer to the question, if you die as a Christian and Islam turns out to be true, are you prepared to go to hell? And I actually asked you that today in a Stickum chat room, and you said, yeah, that's the answer I was expecting to get. So yeah, my answer is the same to you as that. I don't know exactly how you can be prepared for eternal torment, but, I mean, at that point, if it turns out that I'm wrong and God says, you know what, zap, you be damned, I just, what am I going to do about it? But I find that extremely unlikely, so I don't really worry about it. Morality, okay, number 8. Morality seems to change with the times in the atheist community. Why are morals so subjective within the atheist community? I read that question and I thought, you know what, he couldn't have written that down. He couldn't have possibly written that down. Jesus Freak is smarter than that. The skinny of it is that morality seems to change with time in the entire community. It spans all religious affiliation and conviction. Christian morality has changed. Muslim morality has changed. Jewish morality has changed. Buddhist morality has changed. Hindu morality has changed. And all morality has changed within our culture. So I could just as easily say, why are Christian values so subjective? And it would be a more interesting question, because Christians supposedly derive their values from this book right here. And although this has changed, it has not changed as dramatically as our values have changed over the same period of time, and it has not changed in parallel with the changes of our values. So I think that would be a more valid question. You say you get your morals from the Bible and from God. Why have the Christian morals changed so much? Okay, number 9. Why Excuse me. Why, if you are an atheist, do you spend so much time speaking about religion, especially about the Christian faith? I speak about religion because I am extremely interested in determining what's true. And if someone makes the claim that X religion is true, I'm going to want to talk about it with them to try and determine if that is in fact so. Um, I mean, if someone makes a claim, I'm going to want to talk to them about it to determine if it has any truth to it. It's really that simple. Um, you talk about atheism. Why do you talk about atheism if you're not an atheist? Because you care about determining the truth, and you think that atheism is not the truth. So you want to talk about it. Now, why I speak about the Christian religion specifically is very simply because I live in America, and America is mostly Christian. If I lived in a different country that had a different uh, religion as its majority, I'd probably be talking about that. Okay, number 10. Why does so many, should be why do so many, but you wrote why does so many. Why do so many of your interests, art, entertainment, center around human suffering and tragedy? Does this reflect an inner turmoil because of absence of God? I think the second part of that question is just funny and a little bit silly, but why do so many of our interests, art, and entertainment center around suffering? Okay, art is based off of a an interpretation of the human experience, and a large part of the human experience is suffering and tragedy and gut-wrenching heartbreak and death and all this, and so that gets incorporated into our collective art and our collective appreciation of art. And I love the second part of the question: does this reflect an inner turmoil because of absence of God? No, and it's not only atheists that are fascinated with this artistic tragedy. Look at look at the Passion of the Christ. I've never seen a bloodier, gorier, more suffering movie, and that's explicitly Christian. It's about Jesus. And look at Shakespeare was a Christian, and many of the great artists and writers in the past have been Christians. So I don't I think that question kind of comes out of left field. If Jesus, okay, number 11. If Jesus were physically alive today and preaching the same message as he did before, would you accept his teaching as being valid and viable to our community and your own personal life? Sort of. I think part of his teachings were good, um, and I would accept those parts, but I don't accept the part of, follow me because I am the Son of God, and if you don't, you're going to hell, and you need faith, and you need to be a believer. And I don't think, I come with the sword to divide, but the whole love your neighbor, um, turn the other cheek, I think forgiveness is a useful tool. Help the poor. Yeah, sure, those are good, but I don't see why I need Jesus to do those. So I would accept some of them. But when he started talking about being God, I'd probably think he was crazy. Okay, number 12, last question. Considering all the opinions you express about the dangers of religion and the world's problems, why don't you offer any solutions to the problems on a specific level? Well, I think I do, and I try to. I have plenty of ideas on how I think we could make a better world, and I try to talk about them. And I've been in Stickham talking to, I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but I think I might have, and I've talked to other people about it, and I participate in the community to try and make the world a better place, and I support, lots of things. So I don't think that question is predicated on a reasonable premise. So anyway, that's my answer, and make sure that you go watch that video that I linked to get my answer to number 3. So have a good evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whenever you happen to be watching this video.